This week on Fly Rod Chronicles, I traveled down south to the Bahamas for an unforgettable experience amongst some of the largest bonefish I've ever seen. Actually, make that definitely the largest bonefish I've ever seen. Traveling the world, fishing, enjoying the great outdoors. Those are things that would have seemed impossible to me when I was a kid growing up in the mountains of West Virginia. I'm a lucky man and I never want to forget it, and I'm hoping that sharing my experiences with folks will inspire them to do the same. I'm Curtis Fleming, and these are my Fly Rod Chronicles. Friends of the show often see me fishing with my buddy Rick Heim. The only difference between me and Rick is that I occasionally take a day off from fishing. Rick doesn't. One of the benefits of being older, I guess. Rick found his way to a bonefish haven in a place in the Bahamas I have never heard of, Ackland's Island. And it didn't take him long to sell me on making the trip. Ackland's Island is small and has less than 1,000 residents on it. It's nearly 300 miles southeast of Nassau and roughly 450 miles from Miami. So it took me a minute to get there. You know, as a kid, I loved reading those great outdoor magazines. Some of those great writers like A.J. McClain, they had a way of just telling a story that would gravitate you, that would pull you in. You know, this show had that vibe. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It is on. Absolutely nuts, isn't it? That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy, the power in this thing. I mean, it might take one more run as soon as it gets up here. Huh? Yeah, 4 pounds. Is that gorgeous? Gorgeous. He's off. This is not some cushy resort experience. This is old school Caribbean adventure. The kind of experience guys like Hemingway lived for. And I loved it. Being so small, and as there is so little industry and so few people, the island does not offer a lot of services. But that was okay by me, because what Ackland's does have is Fidel Johnson. And how cool is it? I mean, you know, Fidel's waiting there for you when you get off the plane. Yeah. You know, get in the vehicle, he greets you and takes you straight to his lovely place. This is not going out in your backyard or going to Blackwater Falls State Park. I hate to refer to Fidel as just a guide, although he's an amazing guy. He takes responsibility for you as soon as you step off the plane.
I mean, to pull all day long and to pull into the wind most of the time is something a lot of guides don't do.
See, with bonefishing or anything you do, you gotta love what you do.
I know.
If you don't love what you do, leave it alone.
That's nice. Very cool. West Virginia. Yep. Pink puff. There were a total of 3 of us staying and fishing with Fidel this week, and he worked like crazy to keep us on the bones. I do think Fidel might be missing out on a way to turn a little extra profit. He should stock up on ibuprofen to sell to his guests. Because as much casting as we did and as many fish as we caught, everybody's shoulders were sore. I promise you. I also promise we didn't complain.
Are they blue, green, gray? Are they 50 shades, 40 shades of?
If the fish is swimming towards you, it'll be like dark on top.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be able to see the side. Now if you turn swimming sideways,
Yeah.
it's hard to see it. It's much a shiny color.
Yeah.
You see that?
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful.
Man.
Good job.
Fly Rod Chronicles will be right back after this. This segment is brought to you by Fly Rod Chronicles Signature Rods.
That's a big one, huh?
Yeah.
Six pounder, you think?
Yeah, 6.5 pounds.
6.5 pounds?
That's incredible. That's my biggest bone. That is absolutely amazing. Look at that guy. Isn't it crazy though, the guides, how their eyes are trained to see that? And I mean, you know, even someone like you and I who fish a lot, we have difficult times seeing them.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like it's like hunting. And I thought so many times on the flat today, I was like, man, I wish I could just put a tree stand up. I'd be a real hillbilly down here. But if I could hang a tree stand and just wait for these bonefish to go by,
see them if you were that high.
I could see them. Fidel is truly a student of bonefish and how to catch them on the fly. And that's what makes him a great teacher.
It all depends on how you present the fly to the fish. It will determine if the fish will eat the fly or not. If you cast a fly to any bonefish, if the fish heading away from you, swimming away from you, you cannot cast the fly in the front of the fish and strip the fly towards the fish. They wouldn't eat it. It's not real. The fly either have to be moving away from the fish or moving across. So it all depends how you present the fly. It's very, very important. You have to know how to present the fly to the fish to eat it, to make him eat.
I don't care how much you think you know water and fish. The reality is, nature is in a constant state of change. And if you aren't in a place day to day, you can't really know it. So when Fidel told me to do something, I did it, gratefully. And the results speak for themselves. I recommend that you practice your casting before you get there, because you don't want to waste one. We're throwing bigger weight rods. I mean, you've been getting away with a 6, but it takes a
An 8.
yeah. And when we're trout fishing back home using a 4 and a 5, when you step up to these bigger rods, you got to practice.
Yeah.
He's off. He knows this place very well.
It's amazing how he knows where to go on what tides.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, he knows
Yeah.
which water's going to be high at
Yeah.
a certain time and all that.
Yeah.
It's you just kind of are out there in your own space. You know, it's a lot more difficult. You scare so many fish because
Yeah.
you don't see them. But it's fun. I love wading by myself.
Yeah.
What's the most important with the bonefish? Whether they really let a fish feed along with the tide. If you have the outgoing tide, bonefish mostly stay in deeper water and work their way out. But if you have the upcoming tide, they know they can't get trapped, so they go really, really shallow, so they'll move with the tide. You know, so with With the upcoming tide, they'll go as shallow as up to 3 inches. But they wouldn't do that on falling tide. They'll try to stay in the deeper edge and work their way out.
Looking back over this footage and trying to think up some narration, trying to come up with something clever to say, all I keep coming back to is I just want to shut up and watch. Don't we all have too much noise in our lives anyway?
They can run now. They can run.
Everyone likes to do it yourself,
Right.
but when you go out with him, you'll catch bokus, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. There we go. This fish is not happy. You come down here all the way from West Virginia and embarrass me. Look at that. Get back in there. Good eyes, Fidel. Good eyes. 6 fish. It's been non-stop, and I thought there'd be like a break in the middle of the day, and but I mean, he knows where to go to get you on fish early in the morning, midday, and then the evening. And like you said, we got telling bonefish here behind us. I mean, so he knows this place very well.
Stick around, Fly Rod Chronicles. We'll be right back.
It's Westerville Ecological Services, time for conservation.
Ackland's Island had recently been hit and hit hard by a hurricane. It did a lot of damage, even to the mangroves. But there was one unexpected benefit. For some reason, it drove in tons of bonefish. Big bonefish. It was a shocking reminder of just how fragile these areas can be, and that we must work to preserve them.
Good job. Nice. That's right. That's practice, right?
Back to your right.
Yeah. Good practice. Good practice. Fish is a fish, right? And that's a bonefish.
We would alternate between the boat and the flats, just to mix it up, just to try different things. Although in the end, the results always seemed the same. Big bonefish taking us into the backing.
It's time for Trout Unlimited's Release of the Week.
Get there one way or another. I'm a fishing bum.
Rick spreads the word in the U.S. about how great this place is, and it's just a good kept secret. But I know, it's about getting people here, and you want good people that want to come here and fish hard and respect the bonefish.
I will keep bone fishing until, even if I have to walk the flats and bonefish, I'll do that. If I have to walk the flat with a walking stick, 85, 90 years old, I don't want to see nothing else but bone fishing, man. I gotta see them tailing, that's how they keep me living.
People can come down here and you can guide them. They can do it yourself trips while they're here, and I think that's awesome. And you take care of everybody.
Told me that one day that you looked forward to getting up in the morning and seeing that first bonefish.
Yeah, I can't wait for the sun to come out.
I know. After you've done that for how many years?
22 years.
Wow.
Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome. For him to say he sees double-digit bonefish regularly.
Oh yeah, you can believe it. Yeah, he does. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one I broke off, he said, well, that was either 10 or 12.
Ugh.
Blood, it's been a heck of a week.
Yeah.
I mean, you just don't find the fishing anywhere in the world like we found, The size fish, unbelievable, really.
That's true.
And things, things that you don't think about on islands where you can't get medications and things that we just take for granted at home.
Right.
Whenever I go anywhere, I'll go to my doctor, get an antibiotic, and get a steroid to take with me, just in case.
I enjoyed today. Just spending time with Fidel and being able to see again what how they live over here.
Yeah.
So today was incredible, Fidel. We appreciate it, man. Hey, Rick told me.
Pleasure, man.
Rick told me, he said, when you come down here, he's like, Fidel's bigger than life, man. He's just got a great sense of humor, and he's chased a lot of guides away in his time. You know what I mean? Yeah. And he's still sticking around. He comes down every year to see you, doesn't he?
Yeah, but I have a lot of patience.
Now, as much as I love the remoteness of Ackland Islands and the hunt for bones, come on, man, it's the Bahamas. I didn't see anything wrong with experiencing something besides fishing. So I played a little bit of the tourist around Nassau, and it was just wonderful. People are great, food is great, and the atmosphere is pure relaxation. And I figure for those of you at home who are thinking of a trip down this way, it might not be a bad idea to sell the family on the benefits of a trip. And there sure are some benefits. If you get the chance to go down to Ackland's Island, do it. I promise you, I'm going back. Join us again next time on Fly Rod Chronicles.
And I'm just a fishing bum. If I don't have the gas, then I stick out my thumb. I've gotta get there one way or another.